Good. Hi, Alan. I'm Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea.
Okay, so what are some of the major components of your job as a salesman?
Okay, well, obviously I have to answer the phone every day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's people just wanting tire quotes or what an oil change costs. Sometimes it can be a little bit more mechanical, but for the most part, that's what the phone calls are for. Now, obviously, when people walk in, it's very much the same thing, but just face to face is a little bit different.
Right.
So.
Okay. So how did you get started in sales?
Oh, goodness. Back when I graduated high school, I went to school down at Lincoln Tech.
Okay.
And actually started out being a technician. So first 5 years of my career, if you want to say, I actually worked on cars.
Okay.
And my boss at the time, Susie, thought I was very well spoken and talked to people well, so she asked me to come up front, and pretty much have been doing that ever since. I went from there to a dealership for 21 years.
Okay, wow.
Being a service writer for 21 years, and then came here.
Okay, well that's awesome. So what's the most rewarding aspect of sales for you?
Rewarding, I guess, is just if somebody comes in, because a lot of people come in, they're very worried. I mean, your car is the second most expensive investment, I guess you want to say, besides your home. So when I can help somebody out, get their car running correctly or safe, back on the road, because some people, just are very, I guess, not mechanically inclined, and they hear a noise and they don't absolutely know what to do.
Relatable.
So when I can come up and say, hey, it was just this and it was minor, that's rewarding. And then unfortunately, when you have to tell somebody it's an expense, and then sometimes they'll come and thank you.
Oh, really?
And it's when somebody thanks you after you spent $500 or $600, it's kind of like, wow, you're thanking me, but I should be thanking you. But it's rewarding to help people out, get them back on the road.
Yeah, that's great. So, could you give me an example of like a difficult customer?
Example. Most of the time, if somebody buys a tire, no matter how well you can explain that you need to purchase like a road hazard warranty to cover that tire beyond what they call a defect in the tire.
Okay.
And they either don't realize what I'm saying, or it doesn't relay, and then a week or two down the road, unfortunately, you hit a curb and pop a tire or something like that, and they come back in and say, I can't cover that. It's not a manufactured defect when you run over a curve and you have to sell them a tire. And I've had a few people blow a gasket, and it's understandable. It's a lot of money, and $20 to me is a lot of money. So when you got to tell somebody, hey, $200 tire is not covered. It doesn't matter if you just bought it last week or last year. If you don't buy road hazard, it's not covered, and they don't like that.
I've been a couple rims and a couple sets.
In this town, lots of chuckles. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, back to your career path, what's something that you might have, or I guess if you could go back and do something differently, what would you have done?
I probably would have got more training.
In
what I did, because what I did mostly, like I said, coming from a technical part of it, I had that knowledge. But getting into, the sales portion, when you're talking one-on-one with somebody, that's a totally different aspect.
Yeah.
And I never really had a lot of training when it came to that. I was kind of thrown at it, and did well. And then, of course, working at a dealership, that really helped me, because you got to know a wide range of people coming in, and here is the same way. Working at a dealership, I didn't deal with a lot of farmers.
Oh, that's
Some
true.
of the bigger tires and stuff. So that's a totally different aspect now that I've got to get kind of more used to. So.
Okay, so learning on the job, huh?
There you go.
That's very cool.
That's the best way, I think.
Yeah. So what kind of advice would you give to someone, pursuing a career in sales?
Definitely training.
Yeah.
You smile a lot. Try to keep yourself smiling. If you stay positive, I think the customer stays positive.
Right. That's awesome.
If you start, almost acting like you're uncaring, then it makes them the same way. You've got to kind of stay focused on what you're doing, and that you're just there trying to help. You're not trying to take them. And once you earn that trust with somebody, it makes it a lot easier.
Well, great.
Okay, now selling tires, service is one aspect. And when I left the one job where I started, I actually, of course, needed a job and got offered a job selling cellular phones. Now, that was back when they were first coming out.
Right.
So it was kind of new to everybody, So that was a learning process in both ways. It was kind of learning as I did, which I ended up got very good at it.
Right.
But it was kind of boring. It wasn't a sell. I was stuck in a booth all day long.
Oh gosh.
Back when they used to have these booths set up in grocery stores, which happened in this town was Marsh's. And they were little, they were just little booths went in there, and people would come up, and
that's where you get your
and that's when we actually programmed the phone and everything. When you bought a phone back then, I had to program the phone, which at first I thought this is crazy, but I could do it with my eyes closed after a while because I sold so many of them. And I did that for about 2.5 years.
Really?
And when I got the job offer from the dealership, of course, I went to school for that. So I wanted to go back to what I actually went to school for.
Of course.
And so when they started talking, about me leaving, they didn't want me to leave. And they offered me, higher pay and even like a sales job to like drive around.
Oh, yeah.
And at first I thought, that might be neat, but I was also newly married and had my son on the way, and so I thought, do I want to be driving around all the time? I need to be close to home, so I decided against that, and I'm glad I did. I had a long career, I guess you want to say, at the dealership, and I look back on it with some fond memories, some not so fond, but for the most part it was okay. I didn't want to be stuck in a factory job. My parents did that for years, and they made a good living. But my dad was gone 6 and 7 days a week, and I'd rather have a job that, at least have a day or two, to spend with your family, so.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right, Alan, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.